And that's because I have my hair growing up to the sunshine. It is what it is. But I remember going to the park sometimes playing with these guys and they had dreadlocks long down to their knees. Like I said, it is what it is. It was funny though, seeing their locks swing in the wind, back and forth, while we played ball, passing back and forth, back and forth. They tried it too much. They thought that they could ever pass me, but really they couldn't get past me. But I never realized that playing ball with these dreadlock rastas meant more than just playing ball. It was life lessons. For example, they told me how to stand strong. They made me see that I didn't have to run tracks, I just had to stay stable like a station. Kind of like back in the days when they used to run the banana plantations, they told me how to be a man. They told me that it wasn't just about isms and schisms, it was about staying strong. But be humble with the cause. Because life may give you wounds that need gauze, but ultimately you got to bandage yourself up. You got to make sure that this life ain't just a ride. That in your life you have your time. That you have a reason for living. Your life is your own. Don't make it plagiarism. That was really good. I'm not trying to be big-headed, but like, I really had to think how the hell am I going to put plagiarism into this? That was good. Send me that afterwards.
I will.
I'm going to write something longer. Okay, cool. That's plagiarism. You were your own person. And you got a choice. And sometimes you got to take the dry route and sometimes you got to take the wet route, but me, I keep it in the middle. I make it moist.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. You can come on stage as well. We got to keep it moist. So there's certain things that you have to have around you in your energy. One of them is spiritual. One of them is emotional. One of them is mental. But there's a fourth one that we don't teach our kids when they're small, and that one is love. It's one of the most important things. Because even though we have to keep 10 toes to the ground, love makes you feel like you're always walking above. And that's kind of crazy. The amalgamation of walking on the ground and walking in the sky, it seems like mist. It seems a little hazy, a little daisy. So bring me the slice of pizza. Bring me the slice of pizza. Not because I'm hungry, just because I want to share a slice with everybody. You see, I didn't get this belly for no reason. No. I didn't get this belly for no reason. I got it because it was all about marination. I told you sometimes I had to be a man. But being a man isn't what society tells you to be. You see, being a man in society means you got to stand strong, you got to fight the world, no matter if you just want your time to speak. You see, being a man in society means you have to get every girl on your sleeve, even though really you want to shush them away and tell them, go home and sneeze. But being a man to me, well, that's a little bit different. You see, being a man to me means that I get rid of all them isms and schisms and I just take it in my stride. I told you I'm unique, my friend. I have my own rhythm. Because I don't need to dance to society's puppets. I'm not a ventriloquist. I don't ever need someone's hand at my back. Not even to massage me. It's not really about that. It's about understanding that you as a person can climb higher than what people say you are. So whether you believe in life, whether you believe in magic, whether you believe in God, how am I going to put Harry Potter into this? My seeds. Nah, I do. Whether you believe in life or you believe in magic, whether you believe it's easy or Ron Weasley, whether you believe it's Harry Potter, or whether you believe it's Harry Potter, it doesn't really matter. Because your life is yours. And whether you want to try hard or whether you want to die hard, well, that's really your options. Because ultimately, you have it within you. And as we stand here within our entertainment, realistically, we're all immigrants. And not because of the colour of our skin. Because if you took off my skin and you peeled my flesh, you see that I'm really just the same as you. We're immigrants because we come from God. And we don't walk in heaven. We walk on the earth. But we're all blessed with one thing. And that's one death. And when we do, we'll go back home. Thank you very much. Cartoon Kid. That's the first title. The second title is called 100 Acres in My Mind. Which one would you like?
Cartoon Kid.
Yeah, I bet you want Cartoon Kid, innit? Alright, let's go with 100 Acres. I haven't performed this before. This is going to be good. You want to sing Pajamas?
No.
I want you to do it.
You want me to sing it?
Yeah.
Shall I do Cartoon Kid?
Do that one.
The adults have spoken. Alright, so this piece is called Cartoon Kid. So, just brief context. I raised myself as a child up from the age of 14 upwards because my mum passed away of cancer, and then the next day my dad was like, see you later, mate. So I practically raised myself. No, it's good, man. It was a long time ago. I'm grown now. So, and then I got lost in cartoons because I used it as a means of escapism, but then I had to escape from the cartoons and then snap back to reality. So this piece is about that, right? So it's called Cartoon Kid. I know you guys are going to sing the part we're going to sing. That's right. I know you. So yeah, this piece is called Cartoon Kid. I used to get lost in cartoons as a child, using it as a means of escape, no escape rope. You see, my crystal was a maze. Fantasy entertainment entertaining to entertain me because I wasn't old enough for what reality shows. My reality showed that I was just a GMO product and environment of pain. And every cartoon watched was an IV drip to my veins. There were no Pinky and the Brain dreams, no Ed, and Eddie schemes. But picture the scene that I've seen. Broken home, broke down my outer core. My self-worth was shaggy. And I didn't care much for what Scooby-Doo because I had to be scrappy in order to fight for scraps. You see, I was more in tune with my vulture than my culture, but well, that's what happens when you scavenge for survival. Chasing my ambition to live was just like Tom and Jerry. But just like Tom, I always felt deflated, defeated. This state of living should not be a state of living. But as a child growing up, I only ever saw what's in front of me. They told me eyes were the windows to the soul. Well, look into my eyes back then and all you saw was TV static. Next to a TV screen that made light beams. And took me to places where recess was more than just break time. More than just playtime. Does that make me a Looney Tune and a maniac for thinking that reality was false? That cartoons made sense? I was so in tune to the tune of tunes that Cartoon Network to veil over my eyes. Depression swiped right and side swiped until my inner head shape stretched out. Hey Arnold. But I'm still looking for that hey poet. From anyone with a heartbeat. But you can't get that from the deceased. So I turned to DC. Because I couldn't bear to marvel at me. I'm boiling over. I couldn't find myself in the steam. Where's my self-esteem? I felt like Chucky from Rugrats. And not because I had rats in my rugs. You see, I was so low when I was so low. Those cartoons were appealing. Feeding my inner demons with fruity thoughts when I'm sleeping. Bananas in pajamas. They're coming down the stairs. Bananas in pajamas. Reality, I'm really scared. And I don't know how to break out. I took breaks in other people's home because I couldn't stand the breakage of my own home. I'm looking at my oven as more than just cooking. It was my central heating. I wasn't a vegan by choice, it's because I couldn't afford cow and chicken. Remember, I had to scrape for scraps. I blinked back every tear when I was in a tailspin. So let me ask you a question. How do you hold what you can't control? If you ever decided to talk to me back then, I reciprocate that with anger. Batman, Flintstones like pebbles, I will bedrock man's head till I bam bam. Pressure press my points like pressure points, the release was out of reach. I wanted to reverse the grudge and crawl back into the TV screen because the darkness was overwhelming. But my freedom scattered like sesame seeds, whereas Sesame Street with Elmo was feeling more like Elm Street with Freddy. So closing my